talks from the crypt.
With Sid's health kind of diminishing as the progress of that movie was nearing production, the script was completely different. It was supposed to be you three the entire time.
Yeah.
And then obviously Richard Brake steps in and he did a wonderful job.
Yes.
But it almost makes you wonder, like, what would it have been with Spaulding the entire time?
Well, I think it would have been completely different, certainly. How that would have played out, I don't know.
Yeah, like the scene with Mr. Baggy Britches in the
Yes.
house where you guys murder him. I'll watch that movie and think, was Spaulding supposed to be in the scene the whole time? Or you guys supposed to be in that house together? Because the dynamic would have been totally different.
Yeah. Imagine if Sid is going, now that's no way to play a clown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think that would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly.
From what I had heard, Sid not being able to, participate in the whole film, put the film in jeopardy. And Rob was trying to figure out who would replace Sid. I think, he mentioned Richard Brake. And that was like the people that, the producers, the money people, the studios, that was maybe the only person that they would have, that they would give the green light to. So everybody was totally on board with Richard Brake. I think he was shooting a movie in Spain or something, and Rob texted him like, hey, can you fly back and be on set like the day after tomorrow or whatever it was. And Richard was able to do that. And, he showed up. I immediately just, chatted with him. I, had a great rapport. And he just, he really saved that movie.
And you guys had to do it in 20 days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been fucking difficult.
It was at first because I was in my head, I was thinking, because, that was 2000, was it 19 maybe? And Devil's Rejects was 2005. So that was 14 years. And so I'm trying to think, okay, here's Otis. Otis has been in jail for 14 years, solitary confinement, crazy, whatever is going on here. What would Otis be like 14 years later after being in a cage for 14 years? And I started to kind of get in my head about it, trying to figure it out. And the first day of shooting, I remember it was a scene. I'm in a dark blue jumpsuit. I'm in the back of a police van, with my chains on. And I think they open the doors of the van, and I stand up, and there's a bunch of reporters, and I'm addressing them, doing some kind of Otis bluster. And we started, Rob said action, and I'm starting to say, it's like a mini monologue, and I'm starting to say it, and I flub a line. So I was like, cut. Okay, let's reset. Try it again. Action. So I come out and I'm addressing the group of reporters or whatever. Flub a line again.
You remember what the line was?
I don't, but it was just part of whatever. I don't think it was the same line. It was the second line, another line. And Rob goes, Bill. And I said, give me a second. And I sat down in the back of the van by myself, and I just thought, I just, tried to be, relax. And I heard this voice in my head that said, get out of the way, Hollywood actor. I got this. Mm-hmm. And it was the voice of Otis. And I think what had happened was I was like concerned about lines. I was concerned about, I don't think I was really concerned about how I looked or anything. I'm not one of those guys, but it was about lines. It was about, how am I acting? And it was like actor-y stuff. And this voice just said, get out of the way. I got this. And it was the voice of Otis. And, so I said, okay, I'm ready to go. The back door is open, and I'm addressing the group, and never had a problem after that.
Yeah.
Just went totally smoothly. Just get out of the way. That is, if there's any advice to young actors, get out of the way.
Yeah.
Don't worry about which is my best side and what's that line and all of that stuff that keeps us from being the character and being real in the moment, all that kind of stuff.
And I'd imagine with a character like Otis, you have to be, fairly attentive to, especially with Rob's dialogue, being as, packed in as it is.
Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, it's the character, it's the voice of the character. And Rob created that character. So the dialogue is always consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, strange, certainly, but it is consistent.
It's
so
good. It's punchy.
It's fucking awesome.
They read like lyrics.
Yeah. No, it's totally awesome.
Yeah.
The jail, the behind the bars, my soliloquy to the video camera, was really, it's an amazing, piece of dialogue.
That was shot in the same prison that Susan Atkins confessed to Ronnie Howard about the Manson murders, right?
It may well have been. Yeah, it was a former women's prison that, like a lot of prisons and a lot of schools, institutions, got shut down, I guess, for asbestos or something, or maybe they built a new, more modern facility for the women or whatever. But yeah, that may well have been.
That's very interesting, man. I mean, to think about it, you've worked with Clint Eastwood, Sam Raimi, Tobe Hooper, Rob Zombie. I mean, it's like you're fucking collecting Infinity Stones.
I guess so.